Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. So let's see what we can do here today. Let's see what we can do here today. First of all, let's look at gold. Let's look at gold. Let's start from the weekly here. Let's analyze gold from the weekly. Okay, from the weekly we've had a resistance at 1806, and this current weekly candle is bullish, right? Let's change this color here. So we've had a resistance at 1806, 282, and also we'll have a support, the most recent support at 1741, 954 area, right? So we'll keep an eye on that. And we also have a new resistance up here at 1872, 326 area. Going to the daily time frame, we could identify yes that this resistance that we have here on the weekly is valid, and we could actually adjust the support based on the daily, because we'll have this rejection that happened sometime here. We'll have this area of rejection. We also have this area of rejection here, right? So we can think on the daily we have an area of rejection here, an area of interest, right? And also there is this rejection to the left hand side there, so we could keep an eye on that on the daily, right? We'll keep an eye on that. So let's make the daily line yellow. So moving to the upside, we could see a minor daily resistance here, but which also corresponds with this rejection to the left hand side here. So let's keep this area as our interest, right? What we're trying to do is we're trying to narrow down our analysis from the higher time frames to the lower time frame. So let's go to the 4 hours and see what we could do on the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, we've created a resistance at 1803, right where we have our weekly and our daily resistance, right? So now looking to the left hand side, we could identify that okay, let's adjust this based on the 4 hours time frame, and we'll have another resistance to this area here, which we're going to make it blue for the 4 hours. So now this current 4 hours broke resistance and closed above, right? We closed above resistance at this point. We closed above this resistance, and the next 4 hours candle closed as a weak bodied candle, right? So let's identify what we can do here on the 1 hour time frame and on the 30 minutes time frame where we'll be taking the trade. So the Asian section closed above resistance, right? We closed above resistance, and at this point we are moving down to retest the area of breakout. Here on gold, we keep an eye here on gold, and let's identify on the 30 minutes time frame and see. All right, so if gold closes back in this range, that means we tried to move up, but there was no volume there to keep us up, right? And also remember that this area is the weekly resistance area, the daily resistance area. So how can we look on gold here? If we close back inside this range, maybe we could go down to correct the move from the Asian section, right? So that's what we can do here today. So for buys, we can think of buys above here and our sells below this purple line. So let's put this down here. So this will be cells below here on closure, and we'll have our buys also above here on closure, right? So we have 30 minutes to see what gold is going to do here. We have 30 minutes for gold to close here. And also another way we could take buys here is if, right? Because we could consider the price broke out of this area of rejection, right? Price broke out with this single candle here, and price went up, made a high, right? So if we are moving down and candles should respect this area, if we create a strong support here, we could actually buy gold to retest the highs, right? So that is another thing we could do on gold, but we'll have to wait to see how this candle closes, right? So now that's for gold. For GJ, let's do our analysis from the higher time frames to understand what GJ is likely to do here today. So for GJ is in a very tough range on the weekly, right? But we could identify that we have a support here. Let's use purple as our support line on the weekly, and we also have a resistance at 168,192. We have a support at 164,052, and we also have another support at 160,772 area on the weekly time frame. So now let's see the daily time frame. Let's identify this on the daily time frame. Yeah, the daily time frame, we have that strong support right there, and we also have, let's adjust this to the daily, right? Because it comes down to this area here. So let's keep this here on the daily, and we can keep this resistance up here. Yes, though we have this minor one here that also identifies to the left. Okay, so let's adjust this based on this, so we could have a cleaner move going up, right? So this current daily candle is bullish. Also we have another support, another resistance here. Sorry, we have a resistance here because this candle came down and we had a strong bullish candle. After this red candle printed, automatically there becomes a resistance. So we'll identify here on the daily as our most recent resistance, and we could identify here as our most recent resistance going up too, right? So now let's go on the 4 hours to see what we can do. Let's see what we can identify based on the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, we'll have this whole mesh to the left hand side, right? And this resistance here on the 4 hours and also on the daily time frame stands very strong there, so we'll leave it as that. But we'll have another resistance to the upside based on the 4 hours time frame. We could keep it here because if volume comes, we should fill this wick to the left hand side. We should fill this wick here, right? So we also have a support here, but let me measure this range before we could think. Okay, this is a 50 pip range on 4 hours, so we could say this is our most recent support based on the 4 hours time frame. These are most recent supports down there. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, we are trying to identify where can we take our buys and where can we take our sells on this space, right? Gold has 8 minutes. Let's keep an eye on gold here too while we wait. So on 1 hour time frame, we've had this resistance to the left hand side here. On the 1 hour time frame, we've had this resistance here on the 1 hour, and a candle has actually closed above resistance, right? We've closed above resistance, and the next candle actually made a low, broke the high. So I think we should continue up towards 166,400 in this area here because of this rejection that we have to the left hand side. Also, we have this area to be careful of, right? We have this area to be careful of. So we could be thinking of buys above here. We'll have to see how this candle closes in 7 minutes here. We could think of buys above here based on the 1 hour time frame. Let's see this on the 30 minutes time frame, right? Yes, we'll have this resistance here standing on the 30 minutes time frame. So now if we close above 166,060, I think we should continue up towards, with volume 166,400 is our first target here, and we could even continue up to 167,029 at that point. So we'll keep an eye on that. Our first target for buys is okay, let's keep it at 166,400 area. We'll have to wait to see how this candle closes at this point. So for sales, let's put this up here. Buys above here and closure, right? So our buys will come above here. For sales on pound yen, it's really very tricky at this point. But I think if we close back inside this range, we might have ourselves coming down towards 165,400. Would come down towards this support we'll have here. Let's see this on 30 minutes. On the 30 minutes, yes, we see we are in this strong bullish trend. So I might not want to do anything with GJ here inside this range. So we could call this on GJ. We call this no trade range on GJ, right? I wouldn't want to do anything on GJ inside here until we break and close back inside this area, 165,400 area. Then we should think of sales at that point. Should think of our sales to come below here on closure. It's good to always wait for a candle to close before we could think of what to do. So let's look at gold here. Gold has 5 minutes to close. We should see how we close here on gold on 5 minutes, and also on GJ. We're waiting to see how we can close above here. We have 30 pip range to the upside on GJ. Have 30 pip range on GJ for gold. I think with pre-London, I think we should get at least towards 1797,500 area, right? Or 1798 flat around this area on the sales. But we'll see how this candle closes. At that point. So we are expecting volume to push through this whole area here, and the idea is for us to correct this move from the Asian section. So let's look at Forex Factory here today. Let's see what we have. Here today. We have USD news by 4 p.m. and this is not of any trade to us because we won't be in the market by then, so there is nothing we are to be doing here. So today I think is a clean day, and also have to be careful, it's Monday. We have to be careful, it's Monday. So at this point we have to wait to see how this candles closes at this point. So if you have any question, put it in the chat. Let us know what you're looking at. Let us know the pairs you are looking at, so we could talk about them. If you have any question you want to ask, please go ahead, ask your questions. Ask your question. Let's know what you're looking at, and also show your love by subscribing. Put a like on the chat too. It will help other people find this stream. We started afresh today, we started newly today, so we really want people to get to have the knowledge, and you can do that by putting a like on the screen and also subscribing, right? So we're waiting for GJ to close above 166.060, and gold also 1803.195, right? If we close below here, we'll think of taking ourselves at least towards 1799, 1799.983. in this area here is where we're targeting, right? But we need to see how this candle closes. This candle needs to close inside this resistance for us to know that, okay, this move to the upside, we are respecting the weekly resistance and the daily resistance, and we should continue moving down at that point. GJ2 needs to close above here for us to continue, because the trend is bullish. Looking at the daily, this daily candle, this current daily candle has broken the highs of the previous daily candle, so we should come up towards 166.500 area, right? Looking at the 4 hours too, the 4 hours is currently bullish, and we've broken the highs of this previous 4 hours candle, so we should at least get to the next resistance, right? So the daily time frame, the 4 hours time frame, they are all bullish, so we are looking for buys here, but we need to close above here. With the way we are closing right now, I don't think we are going to be doing anything here on pound yen unless we close above here, right? Closing back inside here, I don't really want to do anything in this range, but volume can actually keep pushing price down. I'm only interested in sales below here, right? See the way we close right now, we are not closing inside here, we are now closing inside this range here, so I'm not really interested in pound yen at this point. I'm not very interested in pound yen. So let's look at gold. Gold closed inside here. Gold closed inside our resistance, right? So now for me to take gold sales, right, I'll need this candle to give me a top wick and break these lows. If we break these lows, I think we'll execute ourselves from there for gold to continue down towards 1800 here. So let's see, I need a top wick on gold. I need a top wick. If we get a top wick, we've had a top wick, but I don't trust this first 1 minute of this candle, right? Let's see this candle, let's see what it can do, but we need to break these lows. And also let's have it in mind that this is pre-London, right? So there is a lot of volume on gold. Most times you could just keep pushing down without more stop week. So but if we break the lows there, we could continue to push down at that point, right? Okay, so we are breaking the lows. I executed my sell here because I have seen this happen several times, and I'm going to keep my stop really very tight. I will keep it very, very tight because this candle really didn't make a very good top week, but I'm expecting volume, which I've seen on gold, to actually keep pushing price down, right? So what I will do is I will move my stop loss to break even at 10 pips, right? I'll move my stop loss to break even on 10 pips on gold. We have 4 pips up right now. So the moment we're 10 pips, I would move my stops to break even. For GJ, okay, GJ is pushing up with volume here. I'm not really interested. We are already on gold. So we are up about 10 pips. Usually what I've seen on gold is I don't want to keep my risk very high. Remember that this candle didn't really make a top wick, so this is a very risk-free trade at this point. We are running 10 pips on gold right now. So what I'm going to do is I've already put my stop on break even, and I secured 50% of my position right here on 10 pips. So I will allow the rest to run. I secured 50% right there, and my stops to break even at this point. So let's see how this gold moves down here. If we get to 1700 here with volume, that's our target, right? And also we'll have this area of rejection that we need to be careful of. But we had 10 pips on this, we have 10 pips on this, and we are on break even right now. GJ is pushing, I think, breaking this week here. We should continue up towards our target at 166.396, right? But I wasn't looking at GJ. I wasn't looking to trade GJ because this candle that closed didn't close above here, right? But the idea and volume that we've seen, this is pre-London at this point, so there is a lot of volume on this space, right? Breaking above here, it's where we have this push, but we'll have this week to the left hand side. We'll have this week to the left hand side that we need to be careful of, right? But if this volume keeps pushing GJ and we break this week, I think we should come up towards 166.396, right? We're still running on gold. We're running 12 pips on gold right now. 12 pips on gold right now. The idea was very clear. Closing back inside this resistance, that means we are respecting the weekly and the daily resistance that we had there. So for a 30 minutes candle to close back inside here and the next 30 minutes candle to break the lows, we should continue down towards 1800s, right? So that was the idea on the gold. We've secured 50% and we're running 50% on break even right now. So let's see how this runs. Let's see if we'll get our target here, 1800 here on gold. If you had any question about the trade, ask your question. If you had any confusion, okay. I think my screen is lagging here, right? I need to recenter this. Please tell me in the chat if my screen is okay, if it's nice. If you can clearly see my screen, let me know. GJ is still struggling to break this week to the left hand side. The moment we break this week, I think we should continue up towards 1920 pips in this area head out. We had our target, right? Gold is still here. We had sales on gold, which is running about 17 pips right now. And our first target, though we've closed 50% on 10 pips and we're running right now on break even, right? So our target is 1800 here, that we're just few pips to it, right? But right now we are running about 20 pips on gold. We are running about 20 pips on gold, 22 pips on gold. That was a nice trade called out there, right? We are just few pips from our target here on gold. So what I've seen on gold several times is, with this volume that we're having here, we should continue moving down towards correcting this Asian move to the upside, right? Because that will also be, let's see this on the 4 hours time frame. That will be this 4 hours time frame coming down to fill this area at the end of today. It wouldn't happen with this candle, right? With this single candle, I think the next 4 hours candle can, the moment this candle closes inside here, right, the next candle can just wake up, break the lows, and we should continue down towards 1785 at the end of today. But right now, okay, we are struggling in this area already, right? We've moved about 22 pips. We've secured 50%, so I'm going to secure another 50% right there. Now I expect us to continue moving down at this point, right? So basically what we'll do is, the moment we've taken a trade in the morning, we don't do anything here again till the next London section. You have to really manage your risk. You have to manage your risk. You have to be disciplined. Because that is the idea to trading, right? Be very disciplined. If you're not disciplined, then at that point you are putting yourself at a very big risk. So 1 or 2 trades per day. Once your first trade, the only reason why, now let me say this, the only reason why I would take 2 trades in a day is if my first trade was a loss, right? And if it was a loss, I wouldn't be chasing those losses, but I will want to give my trade a second chance if the opportunity presents itself, right? That is the only reason why I would take 2 trades in a day, right? Now my first trade here today was on gold, and we're running actually 20 pips at this point. I wouldn't have any other reason to get on the chart to find what I want to do with gold at this point. No, right? Why would I want to put my profits back in the market when I've gotten what I just needed, right? So what I will do is secure my profits, come back the next day, look for same opportunities, look for the same thing, do it, and I'm out, right? That is the best thing to do. Secure your profits, make sure you don't put it back in the market. 1 or 2 trades in a day. Manage your risk. Don't risk more than 2% of your account. Basically, I advise 1.5% depending on the setup that I have. If the setup is really very nice, I will use 1.5%. But if I don't really like the setup and there are some informations that at that point I'm not really comfortable with, I will only risk 1% of my account at that point. There is no reason for us to FOMO at that point. There is no reason for us to jump into a second trade. I think we've met our target here on gold. We are actually breaking below it. We are at 1798,750 at this point, right? We've met our target on gold. We've met our target on gold. So that was really very well called. So we are smashing down right now. We are 43 pips on gold right now. 43 pips on gold. This was our idea, and was to fill this whole area, right? So I think it's comfortable for me to close my entire position right here, because we have hit our target. So right there I closed my entire position, right? I closed my entire position right here at 43 pips. Actually I had 46 pips on my MT4, my MT5, sorry. I had 46 pips here. So this was good. GJ, right? We are breaking this wick to the left hand side. I think we should continue up towards 166.396 at that point, right? So that's for GJ. With volume right now, we are seeing pre-London volume. We should continue up here, and eventually today, I think we should continue up towards 166.900. That is our target, 166.900 for the day, 166.900 for the day, right? You see, we've broken this wick to the left hand side. We should continue. We are actually pushing 8 pips right now. Our target, our first target is 13 pips up here. So are we going to reach that now? So let's see. We didn't take this trade because, one, this candle that closed didn't close above resistance, so we're not sure if the next candle was just going to move a little bit up there, reject there, and go down, right? Because we'll have this wick here, we'll have this wick to the left hand side here, right? So we didn't know if candles we are going to reject here, but from what we've seen in volume in GJ, we could just keep pushing up if we break this area here. But we've already taken our good sales, so I was no longer looking to look on GJ. We had to manage the trade that we had here, right? It's good to keep an eye on one position as long as it's running nicely for you. There is no reason for you to take a second trade at that point. So GJ is approaching 166, and this is our target area here. And the reason why I'm using this area is because we have this resistance to the left hand side here. We have this resistance to the left hand side here. We have this area of ranging, actually not resistance. We have this range here, so GJ could come here and reject, right? So we had gold and we are running nicely now. So if you have any question you want to ask, put it in the chat. Give a like on the screen. Let's help others find the good work that we are doing here. The stream kicked off today, and 7:30 a.m. GMT every day, Monday to Friday, we'll be live. We'll do the same thing. We'll analyze the market, we'll take the trade, and we'll call it a day at that point, right? So this is the trade we took today, and it's Monday. There is no need of risking anything else in this market here today. We've already had about 40 pips on gold. Actually, this is a very good result, our first day on the stream, and this is to show that the knowledge we are giving out is very, very perfect, right? We'll manage our risk. Risk management is the only thing that could keep you in the market for a long time. The moment you manage your risk, I think you are good to go. But if you don't manage your risk, trust me, you're going to have difficulties in the market. You're going to keep losing. You're going to keep chasing your losses, because when you lose more than what you actually expected to lose, at that point your emotions get to you. You will start looking for ways to which you could actually get back your losses, and trust me, what you're going to do is that you're going to lose even further and further and further. So I wouldn't advise that for anyone. Don't over risk, don't over trade. We've had one trade today. It was a profit, 40 pips on gold, right? And GJ2, we moved up there about 9-10 pips, but we are close to our target here. But this area is actually a problem because we are rejecting this area at this point. So let's see. Okay. Don't forget to give a like, subscribe as you're joining, as you're finding the channel. Please subscribe. We are going to be giving you premium content, right? Premium content. And I've decided to do something also. The moment this channel gets to 1,000 subscribers, I am going to do a free forex trading training for my subscribers, right? Once you're a subscriber, once we hit 1k subscribers, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to teach you everything I know about price action, right? We did the analysis here from the higher time frames to the lower time frames. We understood what we're looking for in the market, right? The moment we find what we're looking for in the market, we took it and we're out, right? No indicators, no robots, no signals. You have to understand what you're doing and do it by yourself, right? So this is it. This is how we do it. London section every day, 7:30 a.m. GMT. 7:30 a.m. GMT. So this is where I'll call it a day here. We've taken the trade. And we will call it a day here. So see you tomorrow, London section, 7:30 a.m. Don't miss the time. We're going to be analyzing gold and GJ here, and we'll see what we can do. So see you tomorrow. Give a like on the screen, please subscribe also, so we could help others find this channel, right? So see you tomorrow, London section. Please don't overtrade, don't over risk. Have a nice day ahead.